Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's my girl. QST, calling all amateurs to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. Right here on the WWKR repeater in Doylestown, 147 Mark 390, positive offset and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We meet here every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock right after Newsline. Have a few laughs. We got some trivia. This is a controlled net. We asked it all to traffic pass through net control. Your net control operator this evening is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG. My personal is Nick, November India Charlie Kilo, just Nick. For the duration of this net, I'll be using a club called W8WKY. We'll take a couple rounds of in and out check-ins for those of you who just want to say you're here and say hi. Then we'll do a couple rounds of regular check-ins. Then we'll go to Craig, AA8CT. He's got trivia for us tonight. We'll find out what he's got. We'll do the trivia questions. One announcement tonight that's worth making. I think you all know what it's going to be about. It's about field day. Let's call on Josh here and see if he'd like to indulge us. W8HRF. This is WWKY. Josh, what do you got for us?
W8WKY, W8HRF. Good evening, Nick, and all the netizens. How am I sounding tonight, Nick?
You sound marvelous.
Fine business. All right. Tonight's announcement about Field Day. The Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association will be operating Field Day this year. A 6 Alpha station we will be operating with a Get on the Air station, a VHF UHF 6-meter station, and a satellite station. This year we're trying to focus on making as many voice contacts as possible with an additional emphasis on digital and CW contacts. Additionally, we'll be trying to focus on go-to-contacts. So if you know folks who are interested in amateur radio and would like a chance to get on the air, those who don't have a license, are newly licensed, or are generally inactive, this is a perfect opportunity. We will have coaches if anybody is interested to make everybody feel comfortable with getting on the air, show you what the process is like. And so come out and have some fun at the GOTA station if you're interested. There'll be plenty. The way it'll work is if there is somebody at the GOTA station already and it's occupied, then we'll simply set you down at another radio. We will have plenty of radios. There will be no shortage, that is for sure. There are sign-ups for the different radios, the different bands, on the club website. So go to the w8wky.org, click on the first post on there, and sign up and claim a spot. Let me take a break for time. The schedule is, setup will happen in the morning, and the actual field day festivities kick off at 2 p.m. We're also going to have an educational talk titled How to Call CQ that happens about 2 o'clock, probably a couple minutes before, so get there early. Operations start at 2, and guests and technicians, new hams, and active operators have priority until about dinner time, about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is dinner. Don't miss it. It's going to be fabulous. Our very own social committee is pulling that together, so we thank everybody on the social committee for doing that, and we appreciate, particularly Nick at night is going to be doing some, he's going to be making some smoked meats for us on his trailer smoker. So look out for some pulled pork, barbecue chicken, mac and cheese, and a whole lot more. We'll have breakfast Sunday morning. Social committee will be providing a breakfast casserole, scones, and a whole lot more. So there you go. It's going to be awesome. The address is St. Andrew of the Apostle Catholic Church, 4022 Johnson Road in Norton, 44203. Let me take one more break.
W8WKY.
I wonder if your Node ID'd like mine did, Nick. Parking, very important. Please access the site from Hampton Road. I'm sure I'm butchering the name, but follow the event signage. So we'll be parking in the back parking lot near the pavilion. That's where we'll be operating. Dinner will take place in the social hall of the church, where we'll also have access to bathrooms. Nick, I think that's all I've got. Let me know if you can think of anything I forgot. Looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend. We're going to make it a fabulous field day. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So, W8WKY, this is W8HRF. Back to you, Nick.
W8HRF, this is W8WKY. And yes, my node ID'd at the same time. And I think you got it covered. Hametown, I think is how they call it. Hametown. I'm not an Ohioan, but I think that's how they do it. And I'll be putting out some yellow, like political size signs that say Sarah Field Day with arrows. So hopefully, if you have any trouble finding it, look for the arrows to point you in the right direction. W8HRF, fine business. Thank you very much, Josh. Without further ado, let's get this thing started. Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, Tuesday Night Club Net. In and out check-ins. In and out check-ins. Only, please. This is W8WKY. I'm listening.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Doug and Rippon, in and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 6, Purity of Essence, Christian, in and out. Purity of Essence, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, carry at Portage Lakes, and I'll be in and out.
All right, I'll tell you who I got so far. We got K8JNH, Doug was in and out. Thank you, Doug. KF6POE, Christian, Purity of Essence, got you in there. W8CTM, Carrie, you're on the list as well. There were 2 static bursts in there. I didn't get anything out of them. If those folks want to try again, this is W8WKY. I'm taking in and out check-ins for the Club Net.
There you go. You lost Mike in New Middletown.
All right, I pulled NAWS out of that. Bill, I got you on the list, in and out, thanks. And there was Mike in there. Mike, I heard Mike from somewhere, but you were pretty staticky. Give me your call sign twice phonetically, please. Twice phonetically.
Kilo Bravo 8, Oscar Tango Kilo, KB8 OTK in New Middletown over here on the Pennsylvania line.
All right, get a solid copy on you that time. Thanks, Mike. All right, last round of in and outs. Anybody else for in and outs, please? This is W8WKY. I'm listening.
Number Foxtrot, KD8TNF. My name is Chris, 73.
All right, I got KD8TNF, Chris out of that. Somebody was doubling with him. Go.
That would be KB8LNK.
All right, we're going to round out the in and outs with KB8LNK. Thanks, Ron. Wow, I can't believe you got stepped on. All right, let's do regular check-ins now. Regular check-ins for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. I'm W8WKY, and I am listening.
Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8 LYJ, Bob in the Magic City.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango, Papa, KF8, DTP, Lori, Maslin.
November Tango 8 Delta NT 8D Dave in Copley.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo KE8 UIB John and Maslin.
Hopefully I waited long enough. Alpha Bravo 8, Mike Oscar, AB8, MO, Andy in Newberry.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Oscar X-Ray KE8 VOX Scott Vermilion.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Hotel Golf KE8 ZHG Duggan Norton.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Lima Alpha KS8 ELA Zach in Dalton.
Whiskey 2 Juliet Lima Sierra John W2JLS Fairlawn.
All right, fine business. Let me tell you who I got. We've got KD80BC Dustin, KA8LYJ Bob in the Magic City, KF8DTP, and KE8UIB. I took the liberty of putting you guys together. NT8D, I heard you, Dave. AB8MO, you waited long enough. KE8VOX, good to hear you, Scott. KE8ZHG, punching in from the social committee. Good to hear you, Doug. KF8ELA, Zach, and somebody double with you. We're going to find out who it was in a second, I hope. And W2JLS wrapped that up. Who did I miss in that run there? Who doubled with Zach?
WO3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Heard you that time, John. WO3X got you on the list. All right, another round of regular check-ins. Who else is out there? It says WWQI. I'm listening. Well, there's some crickets for you. All right, let's go up to Craig. Get tonight's trivia question. AA8CT, this is WWKY. Good evening, Craig. What do you got for us?
W8WKY, good evening, Nick. Well, since this is my first trivia, I thought I'd make it a very easy one for everybody. So are you ready? Here we go. The invention of the telegraph essentially put the Pony Express out of business. When? Alpha, 1899. Bravo, 1812. Charlie, 1861. And Delta, 1885. I'll say it again. The invention of the telegraph essentially put the Pony Express out of business. Your choices for the year are Alpha, 1899, Bravo, 1812, Charlie, 1861, and Delta, 1885. There it is. Should be simple, I think. Let's find out. AA8CT.
W8WKY.
Another ID, AA8CT, WWKY. All right, Craig, I'm going to make one change to your questionnaire, all right? And this is why. I always put dates in order for answers so that it's just easier. So we're going to go with Alpha 1812, Bravo 1861, Charlie 1885, and Delta 1899. Is it okay if we do that, Craig?
You are the president. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. Didn't know, now I do. Won't happen again. AA8CT.
Oh man, it's a beacon, that thing. There's a couple of jokes about it floating around. Trust me on that. Thank you, Greg. Fine business. All right, when did Telegraph stop working or Pony Express lose it and Telegraph start taking over? Let's jump right to the list. We're going to go to Josh first tonight. W8HRF, W8WKY. Josh, what's your answer to the trivia question, and what else do you want to share with us tonight outside of field day?
W8WKY, W8HRF. I'm going to go with 1865, I believe. Sure. It's probably Alpha, but I'm going to go with that one. No, it's got to be right. Anyways, thanks, Craig, for doing the trivia. And outside of field day, I don't really have too much, Nick. I'm about to go on a run, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to try to put our basement in order by taking all of the field day stuff, putting it into the proper boxes, and then shuttling it out to a staging location. So that's what I'm going to be doing after the net and after my run. So that's about it, I think. Appreciate everything that everybody's doing for field day. There has been a ton of effort put in by so many different people, so thank you all. Can't thank you all enough. It's going to be a really good field day, and yeah, we'll go from there. I wish I had something else, but that's all that's on my mind, Nick, so we'll catch y'all later. Back to you, W8WKY, W8HRF 730.
Been there, done that, and you're doing it this year. Thank you, Josh. Fine business. And, you know, I'm not sure I heard anywhere in there, but we got 4 sleeps to field day. 4 sleeps to field day. Thanks, Josh. I got you down for Bravo. That would be 1861. I think that's the direction you were going. We're going to clear with W8HRF. Let's pick up Dustin. Speaking of the beacon net, KD80PC, W8WKY. How you doing tonight, D? What do you got for us, and what's your answer to the trivia question?
W8WKY and the Sarah Club Net. Well, good evening, Nick. We're here. We're hanging in there. Got some ice cold beers in the fridge. Got some nice dry firewood ready. Think I'm going to go sit outside and poke around the fire a little bit. As far as trivia goes, I have no idea. Just go ahead and put me down for Delta there. I know that transition cost the Cornwalder beans a whole lot of money. Hi. All I've got, guys, is come see me and Nick tomorrow for the Board and Breaker net at 1 o'clock, and then again the Beacon net at 10 o'clock. Nick, that's all I got for you. Thanks for doing it. Have a great rest of the net, and we'll catch you there down the log. This is KD8EPC. Back over to Net Control.
KD8EPC, W8WKY. Got you for Delta tonight, Dustin. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the Board and Breaker net tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. You and me. And the last weekend of the month is usually the Josh and Lucy show on the Beacon net. But tomorrow night, Josh and Lucy got the night off, so Dustin and I will be there. And Bob, speak of the devil, is going to have trivia for us tomorrow night on the Beacon net, so I hope to hear a bunch of you there. Thanks, Dustin. This is the W8WKY repeater. I am W8WKY. You're listening to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. And next up, we've got Bob, KA8LYJ, W8WKY. How you doing, Bob? What do you got for us tonight?
W8WKY, this is KA8LYJ. Man, this is a busy week. We are slammed. Got appointments today, plus in the middle of it all, we're trying to get everything pulled together for our 2-week trip out west that starts at 3 in the morning Sunday. Ida is in the middle of scones and beer bread to bring for the field dayers to eat. And I'm going to be up at the Scottish games again. It is slammed. But we're making it work. Oh, and I've got to try to get stuff stacked up for the newspaper ahead of time. But we're making it work. As far as trivia, I am going to go Bravo. I think it was right around then. Telegraph played a huge role in the Civil War, which started that year. And the Pony Express only really ran for a really short time for as folklore-y as it is. KA8LYJ.
All right, Bob, sounds like you got a full plate this week. Got you down for Bravo, and I want to thank you for getting us that 100 points for getting a write-up in the newspaper for us. Do you want to tell everybody where they can read that? Because I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, that is on the community page of the Barberton Gazette and Norton News, available at fine newsstands anywhere in, well, Barberton or Norton, and we got a couple in Wadsworth. And it is out now. This is KA8LYJ.
Thank you very much, Bob. Thank you a lot. I do have you down for B1861 is Bravo tonight. Thanks, Bob. We're going to clear with K8LYJ. Let's go down to Maslin and talk to John and Lori. We're going to start with Lori tonight. KF8DTP. This is WWKY. How you doing, Lori? And what's your answer to tonight's trivia question?
W8WKY from KF8DGP. And if KE8UIB gets to talk, it'll be a good thing, because he's about to lose a hand. Let's see, Nick. My answer for tonight's trivia is going to be D. Not much going on. It's been a rough week for me. I have some sore ribs. I think it's from moving boxes. So, yeah. Stop. All right, I'm just going to hand this back over to net control. 7-3.
All right, you two always up for a good giggle. I'm thinking your ribs may be sore from John poking you in them. We got a Delta down for your answer tonight. KF8DTP, this is WWKY. Let's see what John's up to, the other for the gigglers there. KE8UIB, WWKY. What do you got for us tonight, John? And what are your answers and your folks' answers?
W8WKY from KE8UIB. Good evening, Nick, and everybody out there on the net. And let me see, I am doing the weekly message back and forth with Mom and Dad here, and I do believe my Mom and Dad are just going to go with B, Bravo, tonight. And I am going to stick with Lori's answer and go with D, Delta, since she kind of stole that from me. And other than that...
my home state. You took mine.
Other than that, we're just chilling, relaxing. Your radio, so, this is KE8UIB along with KF8DTP.
We are living that $5 the time. 7-3, y'all.
Thanks for running that tonight, Nick. We appreciate it.
W8WKY.
Living that $5 dream a nickel at a time. I got you down for Delta. I got your folks down for Bravo and Bravo. Thanks, John. We're going to clear with KE8UIB. Next on the docket tonight, we have NT8D Dave, Barometer Net Extraordinaire on Monday mornings. How you doing, Dave? What do you got for us? And what's your answer to tonight's trivia question?
Hey, good evening there, Nick. Everybody on the net, all the listeners. Sounds like everybody's getting excited about field day. I think I'm going to try to pop in there at some point. And usually it's in the middle of the night, but we'll see what happens. let's see. Playing music this coming weekend at the South Euclid Food Truck Park. I don't think there's any food trucks there that night, but Sunday evening we're playing music up in South Euclid, some big band stuff, so that's going to be fun. Got Meg out this past weekend, so we broke that barrier. I got to do some work on her. There's some rigging that just kind of did some lines that got crossed. Let's just put it that way. Everything worked out fine, but we're going to go work on that soon. I was wanting to do it today. It was a gorgeous day, but I had to tune pianos instead, so that didn't happen. So that's the thing happening here. Again, try to catch up with folks on field day. I'm going to go with Bravo for the answer for the trivia. And in case anybody's ever not been there, which is probably most everybody, check out the Trail Museum in Casper, Wyoming. Really, really great little museum. The pioneers were crazy. Anyways, back to W8WKY. Thanks for running that today, Nick. Catch you soon, NTAD.
NTAD, W8WKY. Glad to hear you got Meg out in the water. This is the perfect time for me to revisit my favorite haiku. A fractured shoulder, the lesson learned at the lake. Let go of the rope. Got you down for Bravo tonight, Dave, and hope to see you on field day. Everybody should come out. Should be a really good time. New location, new things. Looking forward to it. We're going to do it with NT8D. Thanks, Dave. Let's go up north and talk to Andy Man. Andy, EBNMO, it's W8WKY. How you doing tonight, Andy? What's your trivia answer?
W8WKY from AB8MO. All right, I might be just the most furthest north on this net so far. Yeah, I don't see anybody on the list that's any further north than I am. Gorgeous day up here in the land of snow and maple syrup. Had a day off of work today. So my workplace gives each employee a birthday holiday, a paid day off for their birthday. My birthday was on the weekend, so things are kind of at a slowed out at work for me. So I talked to the secretary. I said, I don't have much work. How about I just take my birthday holiday today? And they were like, okay. So I did. So it was good. Went to go walk in the park a little bit and do a little weed whacking until the batteries died in the weed whacker. Actually, I kind of like the battery operated one. Doesn't stink my clothes up like a gas one, and trying to start that thing, don't even get me started. Let me take a break. AB8MO returning. Okay, so let's see here. And I guess, not to be outdone, I know the other club I belong to, and Josh, for that matter, belongs to the Warren Amateur Radio Association. We're going to be, they are going to be once again at Mosquito Lake State Park out in Cortland, operating as 9 Alpha. You heard that right, 9 stations. They're going to pull off 9 Alpha. We'll see how that works, but 6 Alpha is still pretty impressive. So, we'll see. I think both clubs were pretty high in the rankings last year. We'll see who beats out who. Right, it's not a contest, right? But anyway, I was so excited to say Charlie, and then you rearranged all the answers. So I'm going to have to reluctantly say B, not to be confused with D. Bravo. So there. But that really just I'm trying not to let it ruin my day, just Nick. So just say it. I'll probably plan to be at Sarah's field day for a few hours. Come probably not too long after it opens up. That I'll probably head over to Warren's for a few hours and come home late at night because, well, I'm going to be taking over for trying to run the reins for the Beacon Net. We'll see how quickly I get fired from that one. Back she comes, KD8SLG from AB8MO.
AB8MO W8WKY. Oh, Andy. I think Scott's pretty far north up there. I don't know where. I don't know the geography up there. Last year we ran 7 Alpha, and we were 10th out of 19, which is dead in the middle of the running there. So you guys are running 9 Alpha. You have that many members?
Well, we have that many committed to run a radio, but it's a smaller club than Silvercreek, believe it or not. I'd say our roster is probably half the size of what the Silvercreek club is, so we'll see how that pans out. I'll let you know, I suppose. I will definitely inquire when I get there and say, so are we actually manning all these radios? We'll see. W8WKY, this is AB8MO.
All right, Andy, this just in from Josh. We're going to run 10 Alpha next year. And your don't get me started on getting the weed eater started joke was not lost on me. Thanks for that, Andy. We'll talk to you tomorrow, I'm sure. We're going to clear with AB8MO. Let's stay up north up there. K8VOX. Scott, this is W8WKY. How you doing tonight, man? What do you got for us, and what's your answer to the trivia question?
Okay, good morning, Nick, or good evening, Nick. Good evening, all the listeners. K8VOX Scott up here on the shores of the Lake Erie in Vermilion, Ohio. Well, I'm going to stay local with my answer. I'm pretty sure that they had it already during the Silver War, and I kind of think that maybe Commodore Perry might have used it there for the Battle of Lake Erie when he broadcast that we have met our enemy and they are ours. So I'm going to go with A, I guess there, Nick. Don't have a clue, but I'll just try to keep it local, something that I know a little bit about. And I do know about Commodore Perry and the Battle of Lake Erie. So I'm going A. That's all I got, Nick. Thanks for getting me in. Thanks for doing that. W8WKY, KE8VOX.
K8DOX, W8WKY, good hearing you tonight. Scott, we'll be listening for you in the morning. I'll got you down for Alpha tonight. Keep it local. We're going to clear with Scott. This is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. I am W8WKY, just Nick. And next on the docket, we've got Doug, head of the social committee. He's going to be feeding us on field day. KE8ZHG, W8WKY. How you doing tonight, Doug? What do you got for us, and what's your answer to trivia?
W8WKY, this is KE8ZHG. Got the oil change today on the truck, getting ready for a road trip in a couple weeks. I'm going to go up to northern Michigan. As far as the trivia answer, I'm going to pick D1899. That's a good number. I think that was a really good year, too, because I heard that people partied a lot that year. They partied like it was 1899. That's all I have. KE8ZHG, back to net control. See you Saturday, Nick.
KE8ZHG, W8WKY. We're going to be partying like it's 1899. I can hardly wait, Doug. I can hardly wait. I got you down for Delta tonight. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. It's going to be a good time. Thanks, Doug. We're going to clear with KE8ZHG. Let's grab Zach, see where he's at tonight. KF8ELA. This is W8WKY. How you doing, Zach? What you got, and what's your answer to the trivia question tonight?
W8WKY, this is KF8ELA. I am doing good this evening, Nick. I am back in Dalton, And we got to spend lots of time with family last week on vacation, but, I decided I needed to get away for a couple hours, so I took my radio over to Delnor Wiggins Pass State Park. I got to meet a fellow ham and chatted with him for a few minutes, which was super cool. But I did learn that in Florida, at the state parks, you are not allowed to put rope or wire or line or any other items into the trees. And unfortunately, all I had was a wire antenna. So I was not looking forward to that, but lucky for me, the park ranger was also a ham, and he was super cool. So he did end up letting me throw my line up. I got my antenna up. I activated the park, and I kept it quick and only logged about 15 contacts, but I still had a great time. So that was a lot of fun. Next time, though, definitely taking something other than a wire with me, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we're getting ready for a busy weekend. I've got some work to get done this weekend, but I am still planning to stop in for field day. Just not sure what my schedule is going to be exactly. So we'll see what the schedule allows for. Hope to see you guys this weekend. But anyway, we'll wrap things up here. My trivia answer is going to be B, Bravo, and we'll see where that gets me tonight. And we'll say 73 all. We'll send it back to net. This is KF8ELA.
KF8ELA, WWKY. Sounds like you found the right person to talk to at the park down there. Now everyone knows. And I've heard the Delta Loop works really well. I got you down for Bravo. Good clear with KF8ELA. Thanks, Zach. Glad you made it home safe. And let's roll up to Cuyahoga Falls, see what's going on with John, WO3X. This is WWKY. How you doing, John? What's your answer to trivia, and what do you want to share tonight?
W8WKY, this is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John here in Cuyahoga Falls. Let's see. Well, let's do the trivia first. Okay, whatever letter 1861 ended up being, that's what I'm going with. Let's see. Yeah. So regarding field day, I am charging batteries here at home. I'll be operating 1 Echo Ohio as I have for quite a while, and during the night I'm going to be over at Groundhog Hill in Silver Springs Park operating for Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor 3 Alpha. And let's see, so tomorrow we're going to pack up some more of this stuff that we'll be taking over there, and then Friday evening we're going to try to set up the antennas. We'll see how that goes, weather dependent. And then what we don't finish Friday evening, we will finish Saturday morning. And then I'll go home and operate 1 Echo Ohio, and then at midnight I go back out, and so I operate for 6 hours out there. So that's what I'm up to here. So let's see. With that, this is WO3X. Back to the net.
The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, John. WO3X, W8WKY, I got you down for Bravo, 1861. And you got it planned out. I know from past years that you go do the club thing, do the home thing, do the club thing again. So thanks, John. You got it all mapped out. You have fun with it. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you Sunday on the 6-meter net. We're going to clear with WO3X. We got another John up next, my brother from another mother. W2JLS is a W8WKY. How you doing tonight, John? And what do you got for an answer?
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee, and my brother from another mother, KD8 SLG. I'm just going to go with my first choice, and that's the 1899. kind of inclined to the 61 based on a lot of response, but then I consider maybe it takes a while for something to die completely. Think of America Online, for example. Gosh, man, I don't know if it's gone completely. Yeah, so there's that, and I will say hats off to the Sooners. It looks like they got the baseball championship deal sealed up. I don't know that we've got so many of the Oklahomans in here listening, but make sure you give those guys props tomorrow when you're running the net with Dustin. Anyway, Nick, I'll pass it back. I'll say good evening to you, sir. Good evening on your ears to you and all the netizens. W2JLS.
Well, fine business, John. I got you down for Delta tonight, and it was good talking to you. And I'll try to remember to hook us up to the astronomy net, the Colorado astronomy net, right after this tonight, while I'm running down to the watch net. Good talking to you, John. We're going to clear with W2JLS. It's about time to take some more check-ins. I did pick up KC8FQV. He's joined us at the net now, Mark. K3MBC, Mark out in Texas, joined us. K8ZZR, Harry, I got you on the list. That's who I have so far. Who else is out there? I'll take another round of check-ins. We'll get a reread on the question, and then we'll go again. It's WKY, looking for check-ins. The Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, Tuesday Night Club Net. Go.
Kilowatt Charlie 8, Whiskey Victor Hotel. Kilo Yankee, KC8Y, Indy Banana.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha X-Ray Charlie, Flora and Norton.
All right, we added David, KC8 to WVH, Andy, KC8YFO is a rough copy, but I pulled you out of there, Andy. I've learned your voice now. And KF8AXC, Laura, got you on the list as well. Let's go up to Craig, A8CT, and get a reread on tonight's trivia question, and we'll get right back. And KC8FQV, you'll be up next. Craig, reread, please.
W8WKY, not a problem at all. Tonight's trivia question: the invention of the telegraph essentially put the Pony Express out of business. This, we want to know when that happened. Alpha, 1812, Bravo, 1861, Charlie, 1885, and Delta, 1899. So those are the answers. There's the question, and back to you, Nick. This is AA8CT.
W8WKY.
AA8CT, WWY. Thank you very much for the reread, Craig. Appreciate it. Let's go to Mark, see what he's got for us tonight. KC8FQV, this is W8WKY. Go, Mark.
Okay, Sefke. I'm going to say Charlie. I think that is that 1812. Whoever Charlie would be. I think I'm going to try that one. Or no, I'm going to go with D. I'm going to do D. I'm going to do D. Okay, Sefke. Delta D. And I got my calendar because I wanted to look at the PCARS SIG on Tuesday night. They do Zoom and in-person SIG on different topics, and hey, it worked tonight for me because they just use the same Zoom link each week. So that was neat. So things are starting to fall into place on things that I would like doing. So we'll send it back to net control, Nick, KSFQV, but Delta, I'm going to try KSFQV.
KC8FQV, WKY. Got you down for Delta, Mark. Got you down for Delta. It's a little loud behind you tonight, buddy. It's a little loud behind you. Just letting you know. We're going to clear with KC8FQV. Let's stay with Marks, but go to Texas. K3MBC. WKY. How you doing tonight, Mark? What do you got for the group, and what's your answer to the trivia question?
WKY, this is K3MBC. Doing pretty well tonight, Nick. Just finished up with a local net here and just thought I'd pop in to see what was happening up in the north parts of the United States, and I'm glad I did. This is a good trivia question tonight. My answer will be Charlie. Definitely Charlie. Had a good day today. They court issue, not of any major significance, but regarding my mother's house, and the title was finally all resolved today, so now we can sell that house, and that's been a major relief for our family. So it's been a good day. It's been a very good day. Back to you, Nick. Thanks.
K3MBC WKY. Thanks for stopping by, Mark. Sounds like you had you got over a hurdle today, and that's a good thing. Real good thing. Got you down for Charlie tonight. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to clear with K3MBC. Let's grab Harry. KE8ZZR. Harry, how you doing? You ready for field day? What's your answer to the trivia question? And is Marianne with you? Got a lot of questions for you tonight. Go ahead, Harry.
WKY, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Nick, and everybody else that's on the net. Yes, I am ready for field day. I finished loading up some more stuff in the truck today, so it's all set and ready to go. And just got back from going out to dinner. Took Marianne out to dinner, and we had to run up to Harbor Freight. So that's why I'm late here. So with the trivia question, I'm going to go B Bravo. And other than that, yeah, like I say, I'm looking forward to field day. It should be a great time by all, and we'll take it from there. And Marianne's in the other room. She's watching her ball game, so you can just proxy her in. So this is KE8ZZR clear, and I'll see you on bright and early Saturday, Nick. Take care.
It is that rare time of the year where bright and early is not dark and early at 6 a.m. I'll be there looking forward to it, Harry. Man, loading up already. You guys are days ahead of me, sleeps ahead of wherever I was. Got you down for Bravo tonight, and I threw KF8GGC in there as an in and out. Thank you, Marianne and Harry. You give Marianne my best. We're going to clear with KE8ZZR. Let's go to David, North Canton, KC8WVH. This is WKY. How you doing tonight, David? What do you got for the group, and what's your answer to the trivia question?
Yeah, howdy, Nick. Long time no chat. I happened to be in the shack tonight and went, oh my gosh, it's Tuesday night and I haven't checked into that. So I just got home from work, really long day. Got another one of those tomorrow, but you know, hey, it's good to be employed. I think I'm going to go with C, Charlie, on that. And yeah, just also get prepared for field day. Actually, after I get off the air here, we're going to be getting stuff, checking stuff off the list of what I need, gathering it up so I can load up the car tomorrow. And because we'll be doing the, me and Bruce, WA&G-MX are going to be doing the GOTA station for W8MP, Masley. So that's all I got, Nick. As always, you're running a great net. And we'll catch you later. This is Kilowatt Charlie 8, Whiskey Victor Hotel.
It has been a minute. So I'm glad you made it in here to say hi tonight, and making those lists and checking them twice for field day, just like Santa Claus. Punch lists. I call them punch lists. I picked that up somewhere along the line. I think construction guys call them punch lists. Good luck on field day. Great hearing from you. We're going to clear with KC8WVH. Let's go talk to Andy in Medina. KC8YFO. Andy, the other Andy's telling me that you may have doubled with somebody, so we'll follow up with that in a minute. Andy, how you doing tonight? We'll all be sporting your shirts on field day. What do you got for the group, and what's your answer tonight? KC8YFO, WWKY. Go, Andy.
Hey, well, thank you, Nick. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to field day. I signed up for the graveyard shift, so I'll be there all evening. Looking forward to the breakfast, and thank you so much for everybody that's involved with helping out with that. I'm sure it's a big cog, and it is a turning. So I'm happy to be a part of that. For the trivia, I'll just go with B as in Bravo. I have no idea. And, yeah, otherwise just been doing some yard work today and getting everything right in the world. Got my Allstar Node, so I'm joining the club, all up and running. Been doing some coding, had to learn some Perl scripts. That's one that I've never done, but that was really fun. Anyways, it's been a day. So back to you, Nick. Thank you so much for running the net. Thank you for everybody else joining it, and we will talk soon. KC8YFO.
All right, man. Joining the All-Star Node Club. Glad to hear it, Andy. And that's where the points are made in the wee hours of the morning on field day. So you'll get to make a contribution. Aside from the wonderful design for the T-shirt, looking forward to seeing you, Andy. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Got you down for Bravo. KC8YFO, WWKY. We got one more on the list here, Laura. KF8AXC, WWKY. How you doing tonight? What do you want to share, and what's your answer to the trivia question? Go, Laura.
I'm doing very well, and it's great to hear everybody's voices tonight. I wanted to just say thanks to everybody for what you're doing for Field Day. Looking forward to it very much. And I like the T-shirt design, so thanks, Andy. And I love the weather, so I spent as much time as I could outside today. And I just soaked in how nice it was, because I know it's getting warmer next week when I kind of wilt like some flowers. Not my favorite, but it's going to happen. And let's see, I think for trivia, I'm going to say Bravo. And I just hope everybody has a good evening and a good rest of the week. This is KF8AXC, back to net.
Fine business, Laura, fine business. It was a glorious day, and still 67 degrees. It's lovely. I got out there, got the dog for a walk this afternoon, and felt pretty good about it. Got you down for Bravo tonight, and looking forward to field day. We all are. Awesome. We're going to go with KF8AXC. All right, I'm going to do one more round of check-ins, see if I can catch whoever was doubling last time and I missed them. Anybody else out there? This is going to be a last round of check-ins, then we'll go to Craig for the answer and call it a night. So, last call before we get the trivia answer read. This is WWKY. I'm listening.
Hello, Nick. This is KF8GGC checking in. Mary Ann from Wadsworth.
All right, Marianne, it is a tail gunner tonight. I already threw you on the list because Harry told me to, but I put you in and out. But go ahead. Good to hear from you. You excited for field day? And what's your answer to tonight's trivia question? KF8GGC, KD8SLG. Go ahead, Marianne.
For the trivia question tonight, I'm going to go see Charlie. And yes, I'm looking forward to field day. And I bought all my stuff to make chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter cookies for Saturday.
All right, tonight, I'm looking forward to cookies. I can always eat a few cookies. We're going to need those in the afternoon there after putting everything up and getting everything going. Glad to hear it. I did use my call sign, so there's a nickel in the jar for KE8UIB. And Marianne, I think I was typing, I missed your answer. Did you say Bravo or Charlie?
I went with C, Charlie.
All right, I fixed it because I guessed Bravo. All right, I got you down for Charlie. Well, you're the tail gunner, so let's go up to Craig here and find out what the answer to tonight's trivia question is, and also what Craig's got for us, and he can tell us how excited he is for Field Day as well. AA8CT, this is WKY. Craig, what do you got for us? And then drop it and tell us about the trivia answer.
Well, I've been busy. Wife's been in the hospital for a couple of weeks, so that's a couple of trips to the hospital every day, so it's kind of crimped my other doings. But other than that, hey, the weather's been beautiful. I have managed to keep up with the grass. All is good. And hopefully we're going to get her out by the 4th of July or shortly thereafter. So there you have it. The answer was the fact that I made the question far too easy. So the next time you ask, it will be something that has a little more, shall I say, depth, girth, width, height, and you'll have to dig a little bit deeper. I just thought, well, that was kind of an interesting one. Years ago, I used to Civil War reenact, and I know that some of the larger battles that the telegraph was used, and used quite effectively. So there you go. The correct answer is, well, you see now, if you'd have gotten my list, it would have been Charlie, but with the corrected list, as presented, it is Bravo, and that is 1861. So there you have it, and Nick, thank you so much. One, for the opportunity to give you the trivia. Two, I will make a better one next time. I had a couple other ones, but they were even more, they were really obscure, and I didn't think that they went back to some of the radios that were made back in the 40s, so I didn't use that. So there you have it. Good evening to all, and thank you for supporting the Sarah Net. I think it's important that all the nets get supported, and I think it just proves that the Hamley, at least with Sarah, is very real, very active, and very loyal. So with that, I am going to turn it back to W8WKY. This is AA8CT. Until the next time, 73's all.
AA8CTW8WKY. Craig, thank you very much for doing trivia tonight. You know, trivia is one of those things. If you can put hours into it, I can put hours into them trying to find something that's, all fun and exotic and makes a point. And every once in a while, it's good to just have a question and find business. This is the fun. Everybody got involved, and that's the fun part. The other part of what you said is we're the best club ever, and we are the nicest hams in the universe. All right, before I shut this thing down, by the way, the answer was 1861. Bravo. Before I shut it down, anybody else want to get on the log tonight before I call it a night? This is the last call for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. I'm W8WKY. I'm listening.
All right, I'll try it one more time. November 8, Yankee, Mike Yankee, N8Y1.
All right, we had one more out there. N8YMY, John, good to hear you tonight, man. You got anything for the group?
Not really. I've been listening for a while there. I actually tried twice, but I think I was getting clobbered there. I'm on RF tonight. I just must not have enough to get up to the repeater. Nope, just hanging out listening. Thought I'd actually do a rare RF appearance tonight. But you did a great job, and sounds like definitely everybody had a good time. So I'm listening, N8YY.
You're making the trip fine that time, John. I just didn't hear you, and I wasn't doing my usual protocol of asking who I missed every time. So sorry for that. But that happens. A little bit off tonight. You know how that is. I'll be listening for you in the morning, though, John. N8YMY, W8WKY. I want to thank everybody who participated in tonight's net, the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. It's your participation that keeps the net and the club alive. Field day is 4 sleeps away. Hope to see a bunch of you there. I'm going to return the repeater and the call sign, customary amateur use. This is W8WKY signing, and this is KD8SLG, and I am clear and headed down to the watch net. If you can get to Charlie on the Millersburg repeater, stop in and say hi. It's KD8SLG. I'm clear. Thanks, everybody.
W8WKY.
KI0AR, KI0AR, K0VH.
KEH, this is KI0AR. Hey, Jack.
Hey there, if you want to go ahead and count me checked in, and I have taken it on, somebody had it over on, somebody had it over on, looks like KC Wide, and had not put it back, so it's back now. K0VH.
I didn't want to interrupt there. All connecting nets, so I knew there had to be something to disconnect on our side. So appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody else out there. Tonight, waiting for that. Yes, we are on Skyhub. So, we got a few things to start, so I'll just do that.
Ernest, let me make an announcement. For those of you or whoever may have been using the 448-350 machine, we welcome you to get up to talk to some folks, but it is a Skyhub link repeater, and we don't normally carry nets from other systems on the Skyhub link repeaters without prior authorization and scheduling. So if you were listening to a KC Wide net on 448-350, feel free to email me at ke0vh@outlook.com, ke0vh@outlook.com, and we'll try to accommodate you in some sort of fashion. But normally we do not carry other systems nets on a Skyhub link repeater without some coordinating and some other things. So just want to make that announcement. Back to Bernice and the Colorado Astronomy Net. Feel free to email me though, ke0vh@outlook.com. And I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Bernice, ke0vh.
All right, thanks for that, Jack. Appreciate it. I'll go ahead and get the net started. Call on the Colorado Astronomy Net. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Well, that's kind of funky. I gotta figure out what's going on with YouTube tonight. I have my chat sideways instead of up and down, so I can. All right, let me see if I can switch. There we go. I'm just rearranging my windows here. I think, check it. Let's see, this net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up on the night skies for the week, any other space events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. It counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So, all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you happen to have NetLogger, I will see your call sign pop up and get you logged in that way. If you happen to be on YouTube, you can do the same. And if you have a call sign and listening in over on YouTube, you can put that in. If it does not necessarily match your YouTube ID, I'd appreciate that. If you're a first-time check-in over there, if you could let me know your name and location to go along with your YouTube. I'll go ahead and acknowledge those I already have. We got David, WE8M. Thanks for checking in tonight. John, W2JLS. Thanks for checking in tonight. Jack, KE0VH. Thanks for checking in tonight. Paul, WA7GVL. Thanks for checking in tonight. Michael, Mike, KO5AOK. Thanks for checking in tonight. And John, KJ7AGQ. Thanks for checking in tonight, both of you from on YouTube, so appreciate that. Appreciate you guys listening in. I'll go ahead and taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Alpha Foxtrot 00 Foxtrot. Alpha Foxtrot 00 Foxtrot.
Foxtrot, Sierra, Quebec. Fred in Michigan.
This is Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie. Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie, Kate EDPC, Dustin in Medina, Ohio. I'm in and out.
Mike 1. Whiskey X-ray Echo, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Whiskey X-ray Echo.
Echo Alpha. Good evening, Burners.
W8WKY.
Okay. I was there, had a couple of doubles, and we'll need some fills on a couple of calls. D. Michael, AF0SF, thanks for checking in tonight. Call sign ending in Sierra, Quebec. You got stumped on. So if you could give me your call sign, I'll get on the list. I think that was Fred. Fred, if you could come back with your call.
Yeah, you got it, Burnus. It's Fred. Kilo Foxtrot 8 Foxtrot Sierra, Quebec. That's KF8FSQ.
All right, Fred, thanks for checking in tonight. KF8FSQ, thanks for checking in. Dustin, we got you in and out. KD8EPC, thanks for checking in. Graham, MM1DEA, great to hear you from Scotland there. Appreciate it. Graham, we're gonna talk to you real quick after I get some more check-ins. Was it X-ray Echo or something similar. Graham beat you out on that one. If you could give me your call again, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead, sir.
Whiskey X-ray Echo, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Whiskey X-ray Echo.
All right, Daniel, we got you on the list. KF0WXE, thanks for checking the time. And Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. And Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. And I appreciate you guys checking in via NetLogger there, so I got you on the list. All right, I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. Okay, well, wait a second. We got one more. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. We are on the Skyhub Link system tonight. Check out skyhublink.com if you want to check in via Echolink or Allstar or any number of different ways as well. Check out that website for sure. Okay, and I see your note there. appreciate it. You'll have to send that to me so I can get that posted. And we got Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the ball rolling here. We had some other nets that were on earlier that I didn't want to kick off. Announcements. Let's see. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the newsletter and the webpage. I also volunteer with a youth group called the Internet Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m., always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students. Oh, that was interesting. That was interesting. I flipped it over. I saw I watched the gateway. It looked like I held the repeater for another minute, and I flipped it over to analog, and I could hear myself repeating there. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes, the IWS meeting out at Strasburg.
Yeah, we also have a club call sign K0AAS, which may be operating this weekend for field day, so if you couldn't hear them, definitely say hi. I'd like to get them on the air, but I'm not sure how much we're going to do that, but they may be on digital, so if you happen to hear FT8 with K0AAS, definitely hit us up for that. Definitely going to try to work some of that. Also, the IAAS has a Facebook presence under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. Also, Jack, KE0VH, hosts on YouTube. Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM, is his YouTube channel. He does from 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time until whenever he decides to land. We'll have to check with Jack to see if he's having one tomorrow, but we'll do that a little bit later. Or yeah, Jack, you can chime in. I think you said you may be busy tomorrow. KE0VH, will you be running a sim tomorrow? Go ahead. It's indefinite at this time. I have a big work day in Colorado Springs up on Cheyenne Mountain tomorrow. So not 100% for sure, but thanks. I'll be putting a thumbnail up as soon tomorrow as I get it all figured out, but I'm going to be gone most of the day. So it looks unlikely, but I'll be back for sure next Monday night then. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you mentioning it. And we all All right, Jack, appreciate that. Listen in, he's got a whole bunch of other recorded sessions that you can check out on his YouTube channel for sure. Yeah, Jack, I'm headed up to Breckenridge with Paul to get that satellite dish tomorrow, so that should be fun. All right, Echolink is breaking up badly, so I see that post over there, Graham. Appreciate that. So, don't know exactly what's going on. I heard a little bit breaking up over on the Wires X side this evening as well. It's kind of dropped out. So, don't know exactly what's going on, but it's always a challenge. Always fun. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, who else we got? I'll just look for some more. It's Caleb. KI0P, thanks for checking in tonight. We got you on the list. I'll say something to Jim, the new check-in over on YouTube. I always like to touch base with my first-time check-ins, find out what your interest, background in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out, wondering what those specks of light are, guys, or you've been doing it for decades like I have, and don't know everything, but I know a whole bunch. That's why I like running the net. So, there you go. We got all radio astronomy. We got some observational astronomers. We got astrophotographers on here as well. So, if you post over there on YouTube what your interest background is, I'll let everybody know on the net there. Sure. So to appreciate it. Don't have any other new net check.
Okay, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net now on the analog side. The wires actually seem to be dropping out on me a little bit. Where was I? We're going to kind of wrap up June for right now. Let's see, where were we? Start off as usual with the phases to the moon. We had a last quarter moon on the 8th, had a new moon on the 14th. First quarter moon occurred on the 21st. So we got a full moon coming up on the 29th. So look for that waxing gibbous moon in the evening sky. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, back on the 1st. It was 252,504 miles from Earth. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, back on the 14th. It was 221,952 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee again on the 28th, not quite as far away as the 1st, but it will be at 252,441 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for June. Mercury reaches greatest elongation in the evening sky this month. Venus and Jupiter have a spectacular conjunction, and later in the month, the moon occults Venus. Actually, all three of those events have already occurred. Meanwhile, Jupiter drops deeper into twilight as it sinks towards next month's conjunction with the Sun. The morning sky hosts ever more prominent Saturn, while Mars and Uranus meet Taurus. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, June 2026, page 26, and that's without the ad-libs. Mercury was at greatest eastern elongation, or about 25 degrees east of the Sun, back on the 15th. It was as high as it was going to get in the western sky on that date. It is now a lot closer to the horizon. Mercury will be stationary on the 28th, meaning that it neither appears to move forward nor backward relative to the background sky. Mercury is setting about, what time is it up? 9:25 this week. Mercury is in the western sky about 30 minutes after sunset. Mercury moves from the constellation of Gemini into, Mercury is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude 0.5 on the 15th. Quick tutorial. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, so meaning that as the magnitude increase, the apparent brightness of the object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6 magnitude. So any magnitude greater than 6, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope to spot. Any magnitude less than 6, you should be able to spot with the naked eye. But point those telescopes and binoculars towards those bright objects and catch all the detail for sure. Venus is setting about 11 p.m. this week. Look for Venus to the west about 30 minutes after sunset. Venus moves from the constellation of Gemini into Leo, shining at magnitude minus 4.0. Watch the dance of Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter will be rapidly approaching the western horizon. They were in conjunction back on the 9th. They were very close together, within a couple of degrees of each other. But Venus is basically staying in its position for the most of the month. Only differing by about 7 minutes all month from its latest to earliest rise. So, but Jupiter is rapidly descending towards the western horizon, so take a look at that before it disappears in the evening sky. We are fully into summer now. The summer solstice occurred at 4:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 21st. And then we got Mars. Mars is rising, about 15 a.m. this week. Look for Mars to the east in the morning, about 30 minutes before sunrise. Mars moves from the constellation of Aries into Taurus, shining at magnitude of 1.3. And now we got Jupiter. Jupiter is setting about 10 p.m. this week. By the time the sun sets, Jupiter is in the southwestern sky, rapidly approaching the horizon. Jupiter moves from the constellation of Gemini into Cancer, shining at magnitude minus 1.8. So take a look and compare Jupiter with Venus. Jupiter is a full 2 magnitudes dimmer than Venus, which is over 6 times dimmer, but very prominent in the evening sky, both of those objects. Saturn. Saturn is rising, about 1:15 a.m. this week, and look for Saturn towards the southeast in the morning sky before sunrise. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.8. And then we got Uranus rising in the early morning hours as well, probably around about 3:30 a.m. Look for Uranus to the east in the morning before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. And then we're transitioning to those binocular and telescope objects with Neptune. Neptune is rising about 12:45 a.m. this week. Look for Neptune towards the southeast in the morning sky before sunrise. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. For our dwarf planets, we have Ceres rising about 4:45. About 4:15 a.m. Ceres can be spotted low to the east in the morning sky before sunrise. Ceres is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 8.9. Both Uranus and Ceres, located in the constellation of Taurus, one should be a little easier to spot, but will be a challenge nonetheless, especially with the waxing moon. So get out there in the early morning hours after the moon sets. We got Pluto now rising in the late evening around 10:30 p.m. this week. Pluto can be spotted to the south before sunrise. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricorn, shining at magnitude 15.1. You'll definitely want to wait 4 or 5 hours after, maybe 6 hours after Pluto rises, so that it is as high as it's going to get in the sky. Spot with a very, very dark skies. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto, a large telescope, and dark skies will be needed. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net continuing. Meteor showers. We are still in the midst of several meteor showers, 2 daylight meteor showers anyway. They peaked earlier in the month, but they're still active. We got one evening meteor shower or nighttime meteor shower has ended, and another one is about to start. So we got the Oriented meteor showers. This is the strongest daylight meteor shower of the year. The duration extends from May 22nd to July 2nd, with a maximum of activity occurring back on June 8th, when the hourly rate was near 60 at maximum. Some of those are still lingering through the daytime skies. We got the June Lyrid. This shower was active from June 10th through 21st. There may still be some of those lingering, but not likely. That peaked back on June 15th. We do have the Zeta Perseus. This daylight shower occurs during May 20th through July 5th. Maximum occurred back on June 13th. Radar surveys have revealed the activity of this shower to be near 40 per hour. So some of those are still streaking through the daytime skies. And we got the June Booted. This shower is currently active during June 27th to July 5th, and it possesses a maximum of activity that falls on the 28th. This shower is notable in that its meteors are primarily faint and average in magnitude near 5. However, bright meteors do occur regularly. If you're lucky, you might see some of those during field day night, early Sunday morning. However, the near full moon is going to detract heavily from seeing all but the brightest of those meteors. The full moon is on the 29th, so it's going to be very difficult for that particular meteor shower. But get out there and enjoy the night skies while you're operating EX. We got a comet. Comet 10P Temple, or Temple 2, is shining around 8, brightening to about 7th magnitude as it passes through the constellations of Aquila and Aquarius this month. So right now it's getting into Aquarius and passing a few deep sky objects. But you still need some dark skies for that one. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'm just looking over okay, Patrick, you got you on the list. And thanks for the post over on YouTube that is an upgraded call, so thanks for that. K9NOC. Used to be KR4MLJ. Yep, we got you on the list, Patrick. So thanks for letting me know there. Appreciate that. And we got Rick, VA3RKL. Thanks for checking in tonight. And let's see, I did post back there. Caleb in Lafayette up there. The new call on over on YouTube. I've been doing astronomy for a number of years, visual and acid photography. Always ready to learn more and always enjoy talking about astronomy. So there we go. Caleb, again, welcome to that. We'll call on you a little bit later. All right. Let me make a note of, Patrick, let me make a note of your old call there. right, I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins before I get into the before I get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
This is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8SLG, Nick in Ohio, checking in and out tonight.
I'll give you an audio RF, an audio RF check-in. Allstar Mark KC8 FQV.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Sierra Mike Delta. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Sierra Mike Delta. Roger in St. Louis, Missouri via Echolink for the log.
Okay, Mark, we got you on the list. KC8 FQV, thanks for checking in tonight. Nick, KD8 SLG, thanks for checking in tonight. And Roger, KF0SMD, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, I think I got everybody. But definitely appreciate everybody checking in tonight, for sure, one way or another. All right, where's my news for the night? All right, I'm going to start off, as usual, with ISS passes. Let me put that up over there. There we go. And see if I can move that to the front. There we go. This is from heavens-above.com. I like this website because it gives me all the passes that are coming up for the next 10 days, visual passes, and all the passes. If I click on the little all button, I get a whole string of passes over the area. But what I like about this particular website is I can find a particular pass, like, this was earlier this morning. All the passes that I'm displaying over on YouTube right now are all morning passes for the Denver area. What I do recommend you doing is put in your home coordinates. I should say log in, sign up, log in, and put in your home coordinates for much more accurate timings and paths on the ISS, plus a whole lot more. What I like about this particular site, I'll click on this morning because that shows a nice path. What I get is a nice star chart of this particular pass that was earlier this morning. It actually started near the zenith and then headed rapidly towards the horizon for this particular pass. It's 3:20 a.m. this morning. But I can go ahead and print this particular star chart out, take it outside. I can take that star chart outside, make notes on it. I don't have to worry if I drop it on the ground or the concrete, like I would with a cell phone or an iPad or something else like that. It gives me a nice, large plot of the ISS, trying to figure out what's on. I've done it on my cell phone before. I'm sure you guys probably have too, to see where that trail is. But this tells you where it's coming from and where it's going. just as long as you know your directions and hopefully know how to use a star chart. So if you hold it over your head and orient yourself, then where the top of the top of the particular star chart is north and the bottom is south. Let's orient it that way, or in this case sideways, and then you'll watch the ISS pass over. And then you can take this, ball it up, shred it, recycle it, whatever you want. And but you can do with it whatever you want, not have to worry about breaking it, for sure. And again, that website, www.heaven-above.com. It's got a whole bunch more interesting stuff on there, too. And I'm posting that over on YouTube. Starlink passes, amateur radio satellites, more astronomy stuff. So take advantage of this interesting little website, www.heaven-above.com. That's it for that posting. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, JPL has gotten back to printing their bulletins on the net after their little hiatus. It was a while, and I had to scrounge for some interesting topics to pass along to you guys. This is more about rovers. This is dated June 18th. NASA testing advanced capabilities for Moon, Mars rovers. A prototype rover built with a new design for tackling rugged terrain is helping teams refine capabilities that could one day be used on future lunar and red planet missions. And hopefully we'll get to talk about some of those future missions coming up. I plan on sticking around for a while for sure. On a bleak stretch of the Colorado Desert in Southern California, a compact four-wheeled rover recently trundled about 16 miles or 26 kilometers with minimal intervention from the team of engineers trailing it, called Ernest Exploration Rover for Navigating Extreme Sloped Terrain. This prototype is being used by NASA to advance both robotic autonomy and the ability to traverse challenging landscapes. Developed at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, Ernest is 4 feet long, or 1.2 meters. Not only can it lift each of its mesh wheels to get past obstacles that would stymie curiosity and perseverance, NASA's six-wheeled Mars rovers, but the prototype also has enhanced independent decision-making capabilities. These mobility and autonomy advances could be infused into future missions that will venture to previously inaccessible areas of the red planet or the moon. In the field, Ernest served as a test bed for a potential future lunar mission requiring higher speed and much greater mileage than can be accomplished by current rovers. This technology could be used to inform future design for exploration efforts on the moon and beyond. This testing is helping us refine the mobility hardware and autonomy software to navigate extreme distances across a wide range of terrain and lighting conditions anticipated on the moon. Said Issa Nesness, a principal technologist at JPL who led the recent testing as head of autonomy for a NASA mission concept for a potential future long-range lunar rover. Nesna's team is using Ernest to demonstrate it is possible to build a rover that's twice as big as the prototype and capable of a long-distance moon mission During a recent campaign, Ernest traveled at speeds up to 0.6 miles per hour. Over 37 hours of driving across 7 days of intermittent testing. That's an order of magnitude above the top speed Perseverance and Curiosity can navigate. You could do a science road trip across the moon or Mars with this vehicle, said James Keane, a JPL planetary scientist working on lunar missions. The initial goal of the team that developed Ernest was mechanical, to design a relatively simple, low-cost rover that advances the trusted rocket bogey suspension system. Rocker bogey suspension system featured on every Mars rover since NASA's Sojourner. This passive system keeps relatively constant weight on all 6 wheels, thanks to pivot points and struts that enable each one to adapt to the changing surface. On Ernest, the active suspension lets the rover manage weight distribution among its wheels. 2 powered rovers in front articulate a gimbal that allows the rover to drive using different gaits like squirming, wheel walking, and obstacle climbing. With a clutch mechanism, it can switch between active and passive suspension, which is less terrain capable but more energy efficient. With 4 steerable wheels, it can drive in any direction, including sideways. Started in that we could do better in designing a planetary surface robotic mobility system, said Harry Nayar, a JPL principal technologist leading the Ernest team. While the rocker bogey system has been very successful over the past 30 years, there's been a lot of research in that time on mobility and understanding terrain interaction. Before arriving at today's version of Ernest, the team built 2 earlier prototypes, each about 2 feet long, to test 11 active suspension configurations. In a trailer filled with lunar regolith stimulant, they ran experiments at different slope angles over several months before landing on a final design. Then the team scaled up, including adding a rectangular head mounted on a 4.5-foot tall mast. The hardware was completed in September 2024, but the rover still needed a human operator to joystick it, sending commands to instruct the rover on how to move over obstacles. In order to train the rover to think on its own, the Ernest team turned to reinforcement learning, a type of artificial intelligence where the robot learns by interacting with its environment. The Dynamics and Real-Time Simulation Laboratory at JPL developed a high-fidelity virtual testing environment that replicates the rover's behavior. The team fed the simulator data collected by engineers who documented the response of the actual rover hardware to a variety of terrain types. On a high-performance computing cluster, the team ran many simulations at once, sometimes completing thousands of hours of tests over a single weekend. After months of virtual testing, the Ernest team was ready to see if the rover could use its new autonomous algorithms to figure out how to drive over terrain features that would halt a passive suspension rover. They set up an obstacle course with sand ripples, rubble piles, steps, and steep slopes in JPL's Mars yard, an outdoor terrain proving ground that they watched as the rover maneuvered the terrain on its own. Since then, Ernest has completed many such courses. Nayar's team is starting a new autonomy project which involves integrating the rover's ability to determine when and how to use its active suspension with longer range intelligent navigation. The goal is to enable Ernest to plan an efficient path so that it can tackle surmountable objects and circumnavigate hazardous ones. These capabilities could contribute to potential future rover missions, encountering formidable landscapes on Mars or more rugged areas of the Moon. Work on Ernest began in 2022, was initially supported by JPL Internal Research and Development Funds. It is currently funded by NASA's Mars Exploration Program and the agency's Exploration Science Strategy and Integration Office and its Science Mission Director at NASA headquarters in Washington. Caltech in Pasadena, California, manages JPL for NASA. And that's it for the bulletin for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to call on Ed, W6RDZ, for tonight's rocket report. W6RDZ, good evening to you, Ed. Are you ready to give the rocket report for this evening? Go ahead.
Good evening, Burness. This is W6RDZ, and we just got it under the wire there. I've got a rocket report for you tonight. It's only about 950 words, but I think it's complete. Give me a signal check and let me know how we're being heard.
Ed, your solid copy this evening. Please go ahead with the rocket report. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Very good, Burness. Good evening, and good evening to the net. This is W6RDZ, your rocket man, with tonight's rocket report. Last week, we saw 9 orbital launches. On Tuesday, June 16th, after the net, 2158, China Aerospace and Science Corporation, CASIX, they launched SatNet Leo Group 22 on a Long March 12 rocket from the commercial pad LC-2 at the Wenchang Space Launch Site. A batch of 9 communication satellites joined the constellation in low Earth orbit. Second launch later that same night at 21:58 Mountain Daylight Time, China's X-Space. They launched the Space 1 mission on Kaihaizu 11 rocket from Site 95A at the Jiquan Satellite Launch Center, China. 8 commercial small satellites deployed to low Earth orbit. The satellites are global navigation satellites and part of a planned 160 satellite constellation. Wednesday, June 17th at 0039 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX successfully launched the Bluebird 8 to 10 mission on a Falcon 9 from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral. This launch consisted of 3 high-speed cellular broadband satellites for AST Space Mobile, successfully placed into low Earth orbit. Later Wednesday at and we will reset our repeater there before we get to the rest of Launch 4. W6RDZ back with a rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Yes, later Wednesday there, Ariane Space successfully launched the LE-03 mission. That's the Amazon Leo, a.k.a. Kepler project. on their Ariane 64 rocket from pad ELA-4 in French Guiana. This was the first Ariane 6 launched with the upgraded P-160C solid rocket boosters. The upgrade allowed the launch of 4 more satellites for a total of 36 Amazon LEO satellites heading to low Earth orbit. It was the 145th orbital flight of 2026 and the 7th successful launch of the Ariane 6. Fifth launch, Friday, June 19th at 0250 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX cleanly launched the NROL-179 mission on a Falcon 9 from Slick 4E at Vandenberg. The mission to low Earth orbit is part of the National Reconnaissance Office's Proliferated Architecture Program to provide imaging and other reconnaissance capabilities. Sixth flight, later Friday morning at 0419, Rocket Lab successfully launched the Victus Haze mission, aka Puma, for the SSC Space Safari. The mission is a threat response on-orbit space domain demonstration. Mouthful, we should reset our repeaters. W6RDZ back with the rocket report. All right, so this Rocket Lab Electron mission is to see if they can launch quickly with little notice. The Rocket Lab launched the mission 16 hours and 27 minutes after notice to launch. Rocket Lab completed spacecraft commissioning shortly thereafter, and I'll be back in a minute. We're going to take a quick break.
W8WKY.
Sorry, come again.
Right, this is W6RDZ back with the rocket report. I'm sorry, my computer blanked on me, but I've got it back now. I'm now trying to find where we were. Yeah, 16 hours and 17 minutes after notice to launch. Rocket Lab completed spacecraft commissioning and deorbited in 37 hours and 36 minutes. Number 7, Sunday, June 21st at 10:39 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX launched the Starlink Group 17-28 group on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg. Today, Sunday, June 23rd, Tuesday, June 23rd. SpaceX successfully launched the Starfall demo mission on a Falcon 9 launching from Slick 40, Cape Canaveral. This is the first launch of SpaceX's new Starfall re-entry vehicles designed to autonomously transport valuable payloads safely back from space to Earth, including in-orbit manufacturing. The Starfall capsule is cylindrical, 3 meters in diameter, 0.5 meters tall, it's about 2.5 feet, and it's shaped like a hockey puck, and it can carry 1,000-kilogram payload, so that's a ton. The Remedy re-entry capsule is believed to have made approximately 1.5 orbits before re-entry. SpaceX is remaining tight-lipped about the details of this flight. Set the repeater there. This is W6RDZ, back with the rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Last one was Monday, June 22nd, the launch of CASIC's TJSW mission on a Long March 7A rocket from pad LC-201 at the Wenchang Space Center in China. All right, that brings us to upcoming launches. Tomorrow, on Wednesday, June 24th at 2048, SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 17-45 from Vandenberg. This is the second launch will be the big launch of the week. And once again, this thing is giving me fits on trying to scroll to where it needs to be. There we are. Big launch, and the big news of the week is that on Saturday, June 27th at 0300 Mountain Daylight Time, Northrop Grumman intends to launch the Swift Boost mission on a last-of-its-kind Pegasus XL rocket launched from beneath the wing of a last-of-its-kind 1974 Lockheed 1011 Stargazer jet from the Ronald Reagan Ballistic Missile Defense Test Site, Marshall Islands in the Pacific. It will be the 46th mission of the venerable Pegasus rocket and the last ever. This is just the coolest mission. Very cool mission after we reset the repeater. This is W6RDZ, Rocket Man, back with the Colorado Astronomy Net Rocket Report. All right, we were talking about our Northrop Grumman Swift Boost mission here. This is a real Hail Mary. On a shoestring budget and in a possibly short project timeline, Catalyst Space Technologies built a robotic servicing spacecraft that will rendezvous with NASA's doomed Neil Swift Observatory, dock, and boost it to higher orbit, extending the Swift's mission science lifeline. The Swift Observatory is falling out of orbit, but NASA has a plan. For over 20 years, the Swift Space Observatory has been hunting for X-ray and gamma-ray bursts, but it is long out of fuel and is doomed to a fiery death by the end of this year as its orbit decays. This endeavor is something never attempted in space. The Swift Boost mission calls for an untested spacecraft to rendezvous with, grab a hold of the Swift telescope without damaging it, for which the Swift was never designed to dock or be reboosted, and then light engines and boost the telescope back to a higher, safer orbit before the observatory falls back to Earth. And all this for just $30 million. Swift Observatory launched in 2004 on a $250 million mission to search the sky for gamma-ray bursts and other high-energy astrophysics phenomena. Set our repeaters there one last time. W6RDZ, back with the rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. So that was a $250 million mission back in 2004. That's equivalent of $450 million in today's dollars, or pretty much $500 million. This is really a bargain for $30 million if it works. All right, that's the big story. Third launch coming up Sunday. SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 1740 from Vandenberg. Later Sunday, SpaceX is scheduled to launch the XM-11 mission from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral. This is the 12th high-power digital radio for Sirius XM, headed to geostationary orbit. Also on Sunday, North Korea plans once again to try to launch the demo flight of their new solid-fuel SLV. And the last launch we have, it looks like, in June, Rocket Lab hopes to launch the 10 Owl of 10 mission on an Electron Curie rocket from the Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand. No date or time yet. The mission is to launch the 10th Strix 8 satellite, a synthetic aperture Earth observation satellite, to low Earth orbit for Japan's inspective. It'll be the 90th Electron mission and the 11th mission of 2026, rather the 11th Electron. Reset one last time. This is W6RDZ. That's it for tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net's Rocket Report. This is W6RDZ, Rocket Man Ed, wishing you a good night and nominal flight. Now, back to Starman Burness, KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, thanks for that, Ed. Appreciate you doing the rocket report for this evening. Let's see, I did get that rocket report fixed up and posted, and I posted the links both in NetLogger and over on YouTube as well. So that was all taken care of pretty quick tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We had a couple more check-ins. We had Robert, AA588, check in, and we got Doug, K0APT, check in tonight. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are anyone else wishes to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net. Anyone else wishes to check in to tonight's net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. We had a few people leave for one reason or another, posted either in NetLogger or over on YouTube. No problems with that. I've marked in and out. So, but I'll still come down and announce those call signs as I go down and just kind of keep my place. Let's see. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Any questions, comments, observational reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is David in Ohio, WEAM. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Vernon, everyone else on the net. I don't really have a whole lot to add tonight, mainly on listening only mode, but I did hear you on Kansas City Wide prior to the net on the fishing net that I check into every week. Kind of a surprise, but anyway, I guess you guys figured out your issues and all that. So anyway, that's all I really got. So back to that. WEAM.
Hey, Bernie's comment, KDE0VH.
All right, Jack, yeah. Yeah, David, you did hear me. That was connected. Go ahead with your comment, Jack.
Yeah, just like to remind everybody that we do not really allow our repeaters to, the Echolink repeaters to necessarily carry other nets connected to other systems. That is something that we have to coordinate, and we have to do a couple of other things to get it arranged and to get it to work. I'm not sure we have somebody connecting the system into, or the 448-350 repeater in particular connected into Kansas City wide. And while we do encourage folks to do that and to make QSOs and to be able to communicate that way, we ask that you do not put the repeaters over on other systems for the purpose of just monitoring them. That kind of messes up some of the things that we have going on with Echolink, and just like with tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, that repeater was over on Kansas City wide and not over where it was supposed to be. So once again, we do encourage you to use the Wires Extra repeaters and to change them over to other systems or other connections. We ask that you do not do it just for your monitoring purposes, so that you get on, you make contacts, you have one fun with it, and then return it to Echolink. And we've been having some intermittent internet connections problems with that repeater at the Moffett Water Treatment Plant in Denver is where it's located. So once again, guys, we ask that if you'd like to have another net error on Echolink, email me, ke0vh@outlook.com, and we'll try to go through the proper channels for that. Okay, Burns, back to you. This is ke0vh.
All right, thanks for that, Jack. Yeah, I heard that net on there, and I figured, well, I'll check in and let them know that my net's starting at 7. They had another net that was on the Kansas City wide. Yeah, we've done that before, haven't we, Jack? Connected that up and run through there, but they had 2 nets on back-to-back tonight, and that was over, on the Wires X side, so I couldn't really do that without messing them up too much. So I kind of just put a plug, and who knows? Like they said, they're fishing. I'm always fishing for check-ins over here too. So there you go. A little bit different kind of fishing, but what the heck? Yeah, David, that's why you heard me over there. We ate them. I like it. I heard you give your call like that. Yeah, that's why you heard me over there, because they were connected to the Wires X repeater here in Denver. I figured I'd just jump in and say, hey, while I was getting set up for my net tonight. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is John in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0AR Burness. Thanks for having me in the air with you tonight. And a big hello over to Rocketman Ed. W6RDZ enjoyed the rocket report. Lots of cool launches going on. I'm paying particular attention to the AST missions for personal reasons, and I've got stuff on board. Let's see. Happy summer. We made we passed the summer solstice. Pretty exciting. And hope you enjoyed a nice long sunny day. I did enjoy a drive home and noted the waxing gibbous moon peeking down here in the clear sky in Ohio. And if you'll humor me again, I'll share a bit of research I did on this. It's actually a story from tomorrow in history, about 51 years ago. I'll call this one, They Left Ears on the Moon. So So tonight in astronomy and space history, let's go back to 1975. And tomorrow, like one of the lesser-known stranger after stories of Apollo is what I want to relate here. When we think of Apollo, we usually remember the iconic images of the Saturn V or the lunar module or the first boot prints, the American flag kind of stiff hanging there, the moon rocks, the photographs of the Earth, in the black sky. But yeah, going back 51 years ago tomorrow, there's kind of a lesser-known tale. The astronauts didn't just visit the moon, they left behind some cool instruments for continued research. Stuff like seismometers, magnetometers, solar wind collectors, heat flow probes, particle detectors, and laser reflectors and the like. So left behind a lot of cool stuff. In a very real sense, they turned the moon into a lunar scientific outpost. For tonight, I'll focus on the seismometer listening devices to relate this story from tomorrow, 51 years ago. They placed directly on the surface these seismometers, and their job was to detect moonquakes, impacts, vibrations, and anything else that could tell us what the moon was really like beneath the dust and the rocks. Okay, so years after the astronauts left and came home, the moon was still listening, right? So on June 24th in 1975, the Apollo Lunar Seismic Network detected a moon tremor caused by meteorites striking the moon. Those meteoroids were associated with the Taurid meteor stream. That's the same broad family of debris that gives us the Taurid fireballs later in the year. There's a kind of a neat radio connection here. You can't really see the June Taurids because they're coming from a radiant that's too close to the sun. So not great for naked eye observing, but it's good for radio geeks, and I'm sure we've got some listening. The radiant being so close to the sun, you could listen to it with radio while you can't see it, right? So for hams, you have to do some research here. I've never done this myself outside of broadcast FM, kind of tuning off frequency and just listening in the static.
W8WKY.
But for hams, mostly the lower VHF territory, 6 meters is popular, around 50.26, using MSK 144. Again, do some research there. You can actually listen to meteor showers with your radio. Also, passive SDR listening turned up in my research. But I will say, if you're just in the broadcast bands, you can just go off frequency, so you're not in the middle of some transmission from someplace. You can just hear in the static sometimes stuff popping through. I tried that as a kid when guided by a talk show host, and you were able to hear some stuff. So anyway, on the moon, there's no atmosphere to hide such an event like these Taurids streaming in. There's no atmosphere like we have here to burn things up. So when the Taurids hit, there were no astronauts there, no television cameras rolling, no dramatic countdown, just the instruments sitting silently on another world waiting patiently to detect something. And then tomorrow, in 1975, they did. The moon was hit. Here on Earth, the small stuff would have burned up, but on the moon we heard them. We detected them with those seismometers. So, just a kind of a neat little piece of history we don't often hear about. So with that, just say we left those years on the moon. They're no longer functioning. I think they stopped sometime in the late 70s. But I thought I'd share that here tonight with all of you. So with that, good evening on your ears. For the Colorado Astronomy Net, this is W2JLS sending it back to KI0AR in Mission Control.
All right, John. Thanks for sharing that. I think you'd like to do that, so I may add that as a segment following the rocket report, the astronomy history for whatever, so many years ago in astronomy segment of the net. So if you guys like that, we will keep that in. So I do appreciate you sharing that with us, John. I kind of like it, having been a history major myself. So if you'd like, we'll make that a permanent addition to the net today in astronomy, or something this week in astronomy. Or something like that. We'll go with that after the rocket report. How about that, John? What do you think?
KI0AR, WJLS, W2JLS returning. Yeah, Berners, that's fine. I'm happy to do it. It's I learn something every week. Kind of going into my research, it's all about finding stuff that happened kind of on the evening that we're broadcasting, or I shouldn't say broadcasting in ham, it's transmitting. So yeah, count me in. Any chance, any week I can be here, I'll roll in with something prepared. Thanks for having me in the net. I do appreciate it.
All right, that'd be great, John. Yeah, just your little blurbs is great for sure. We'll just kind of add that in right after the rocket report there. But definitely appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in today. And the rest, the question to the rest of you guys, if you like John's little astronomy history notes, you can chime in as well and let us know whether we should continue that or not. I would like to, but we seem to have a good liking for the rocket report as well, so definitely we'll keep that in for sure. But I think we'll add the astronomy history note in there too. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Jack and Wheat Ridge. KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Nothing more too much than what I was, let me turn off that other radio there, nothing more than what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Yeah, I am going to try to do a live stream tomorrow night, if at all possible. It just kind of depends on how long the day runs and so on and so forth. Had a great flight from Innsbruck, Austria to London Gatwick last night. You can go back and check that replay, and I have been putting up a lot of shorts as well on the channel there. So if you get a chance to view some of those, let's see what else astronomical-wise. I love the skies in the simulator because, man, they really map things out and make it pretty spectacular. It's just absolutely incredible what they're doing with some of the simulation software for flying as well, and seeing the night skies and what they look like at 30,000 feet or above at night. So pretty neat stuff. Anyway, Bernard, so thanks for the net. Thanks for everybody participating here. We appreciate your use of SkyHub Link. And any questions anytime, please feel free to email.
I lost you there, Jack. Yeah, it cut you off right as you were going to say, I think you were going to say email you. And I don't know whether you're going to give your email address or not, but yeah, it cut out. That was kind of weird. It's been dropping a lot lately, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, and for those of you who haven't seen any Jack, the software does render the night sky quite well in real time. So if he's got his simulator set up for real time flight at night, it does render where the stars and the moon and everything is right where it's supposed to be. So for the date that he's flying on, so that's pretty neat. Jack, go ahead and give your email address if you want. Okay, all right, Jack. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Paul, WA7GBL in Utah. Good evening, Paul. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening to the net. I don't have a lot where I'm located in Utah, surrounded by fires, and the smoke is so thick I could barely see the mountains not far from my house. So, don't have a lot of night sky stuff. I'm a little frustrated trying to find a telescope to replace my telescope that was damaged when I moved here back in July of 21. There's not a lot of competition for Celestron now that Meade and Orion are gone, so it's a little bit frustrating, and it seems like they're out of stock on a lot of the things, so I'm wondering how solvent even Celestron is. So that's all I've got, Ernest, and everybody, have a good evening. Enjoy the dark sky. WA7GBL, Cedar City, Utah.
Before I continue on, I just wanted to acknowledge a couple other check-ins. Ruben, KS0OUS, checking in via NetLogger. We got Eric, AI7TK, checking in via YouTube, and that looks like it's a new call on the list, I think. That actually looks kind of familiar. That might be a new call for you, Eric. Is that a new vanity call, or have you checked in before? Just let me know. You can post that over on YouTube. You used to have a different call there, but I do appreciate you checking in. If that is a new call, yeah, definitely post what your interest background in astronomy is over there, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades. I'll pass that along when I see it pop up. All right, where were we? Paul, yes, yes, stay indoors. Yeah, we're getting some of that smoke as well here in Colorado as well. It seems to be getting worse and worse each day as the smoke drifts over towards us, making it a little bit difficult. We'll see what field day brings. I'm going to be out in Strasbourg myself this weekend. Stay safe, and hopefully it won't detract too much health-wise or viewing-wise. Appreciate your comments, Paul. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for Colorado Astronomy Net. Next two check-ins are over on YouTube. Mike, KO5AOK, and John, KJ7AGQ. Thanks for checking in tonight as well. Wait a second. Okay, maybe that is a new sign. Okay, I got, that's why it looked familiar. Both let's see, John, KJ7AGQ and AI7TK, you guys must be related. All right. Well, welcome to the net down there, Eric. John, over on YouTube, if you've got anything for us tonight, you can post that over in the chat window, so appreciate that. So Mike and John on YouTube, yeah, definitely post. I do appreciate you guys checking in. Next, D. Michael, AS0SF, and Morrison. Good evening to D. Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Burnus, and everybody on the net. There really is a tremendous amount of talk about generally in the astronomy field. I heard that SpaceX has decided to do a belly flop landing on the lunar surface. I think that's for several reasons, one of which is because we're going to want those horizontal positions for establishing a base up there. And so there's really actually a lot going on, and so the net it just fills up so much space in my head with everything else that's been happening. You guys do such a great job of covering all the main events, and it's a lot of information. It really is to keep up with everything exopolitical even. We've had a tremendous amount of movement on Capitol Hill with the disclosure movement. The Department of Defense, or War, I guess, has released a third tranche of photographs and videos and testimony. So we're not alone, folks. This is a post-disclosure age in America, so wherever you are politically, it's sort of a bipartisan issue. So that's a good thing for the astronomical community. KI0AR, AF0SF.
All right, Team Michael, yeah, lots of stuff out there. We definitely can't cover that during the net, so we try to hit the high points for sure. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Fred up in Michigan, KF8FSQ. Good evening to you, Fred. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hi, Burnus on the net. Thank you so much for putting everything on tonight and being out there every single week. I always appreciate hearing you out there and hearing the latest and greatest in astronomical news. I don't really have any comments for the net, but I did think it was kind of funny. Somebody brought up on a different net that a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that we landed on the moon more than once. I had a little giggle at that, but thank you so much for doing the net, Burnus. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Sierra, Quebec, Fred in Michigan. Back to you.
You bet, Fred. Yeah, flew around it quite a few times with either manned or several times with manned spacecraft and quite a few unmanned as well. Quite a few around and around. Yeah, 6 times landed on the moon. 12 men have stepped on the moon for sure. So I was there for all of that. And I'm sure a lot of the other guys were there for that as well. Some of you not so much. Some of the younger guys on there may not have been around for that. But definitely appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, let's see, was Dustin. I didn't get to talk to him. He checked in and out real quick in Ohio, KP8ETC. I just pulled that up on my thing and saw that was a new call. But he went so quick, I didn't get to acknowledge that. But I do appreciate him checking in tonight for sure. Graham checked out. He's in Scotland, MM1DEA. I always like to hear Graham. He was having Echolink problems, but I would have liked to have heard him on the air too. I was going to try to catch him off pretty close to the beginning there. So we'll go down to Daniel in Highlands Ranch. KF0WXE. Good evening to you, Daniel. Daniel, what have you got for net tonight? Go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Bernice, and everybody on the net. Well, you know, like I said last week, I tried a little too hard to make something happen, and I broke something. So I'm still waiting for that part. It's still on order, and it should be here a few days from now, about the time that the moon comes back. So anyhow, I'm enjoying the blue sky, summer, and what can I say? Back to you, KI7, PKL.
All right, Roy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Hopefully you'll get that part soon enough. Yeah, I was trying to set up my my new rig for FT8 and realized I didn't have a couple of cables, so I'll have to wait till Thursday to get those. So hopefully Amazon will deliver them by then, and then start playing and get set up for field day. We'll see how that works. But yeah, I know how it is. So waiting for parts. I appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. I look forward to seeing more of your picks as well. Next on the list is Ed in Broomfield, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
W8WKY.
Good evening again, Bernice and the net. W6RDZ here. Yeah, thanks so much for doing the net. Great to contribute. I think that's a great idea, putting John on for the history lesson. I love those. I too am a student of the Apollo years, or a participant, or whatever. We're kind of you guys that are my age or a little older. You're a very thin slice of the population who can remember when Apollo was news and not history. So I think we kind of occupy a special place there. That being said, I'll get quick to observations. I did get out and attempt to see the obscuration of Venus by the moon, and I amazed myself with my little 35 by 7 binoculars that I was able to spot the little crescent moon, but I could not view Venus, so that I have to say was a failure. My son, however, using his little 6-inch telescope he built himself, he was able to observe the I can't remember the name of auscultation. I'm going to say that's not the right word. Anyway, it was fun shooting pictures though in the evening at sunset of the crescent moon, Venus, and have to break there. W6RDZ. W6RDZ back with the Colorado Astronomy Net. Just the last part of the observation there of the close spacing of those planets, I was not able to see Mercury. It was either too low behind a cloud on the horizon, or it's set. One of the two. That's everything I've got. W6 RDZ, back to mission control.
All right, Ed. Thanks for that. Yeah, I did. I did get to see barely through the occultation of Venus by the moon during the daylight. I was in my backyard. Definitely had to hide in the shade of the trees. I would have rather had a shade of a nice big building, but that worked. I did see the moon through the binoculars. I was able to see it with the naked eye to start. I couldn't see Venus with the naked eye, but I could see the moon. But when I stuck binoculars on it, saw it just fine. Unfortunately, my eyepiece, my right eyepiece on my binoculars was loose and wiggly for a minute. And I was trying to figure out what was going on instead of being nice and tight. And I turned it a little bit to adjust it, and it fell off in my hand. So I'm wondering how I can replace that eyepiece. So I've got some work to do with binoculars, so I had to use the left one to see the occultation. But definitely want to get that binoculars repaired sometime in the future. But yeah, I did get to see it. I was totally clouded over for what happened in the evening on that day, actually, so I couldn't really see that. So you got to see that, and I got to see the other part. So there we go. Between the two of us, so I think we got it covered there, Ed. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Jim in Virginia, new call on the list on YouTube. Had to check out KO4HUC. Hopefully we'll hear from him next time. Do appreciate that. So we'll skip down. Boy had to check out and find the GIQ down in Texas. So we'll go to Mark in Ohio, KC8FQB. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
I don't know a lot, but yeah, I did see them launch that rocket this morning out in Florida, but they didn't show everything. They, I guess, X-Flight or X-Alien, they didn't want to show everything. Don't know why. When they were doing the launch, 6:57 or 6:53, I think, is when it launched. But so I watched some of it. So other than that, not much else are happening. Yeah, some nights W2JLS out in Stowe, Ohio, he helps you guys, and we are tonight going through the Doylestown machine, so we have it on RF in northeast Ohio in the Akron and Canton area. So we'll send it back to Net Control, KC8FQE.
All right, Mark. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Glad you got to see the launch, for sure. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, let me see. I had a comment over there. Eric, which is first time, AI7TK. Eric, thanks for that. Let's see. First time check-in. Friends of Galileo Astronomy Club, the FOG Astronomy Club. That's cool. Southwestern Washington, we have star parties on Mount St. Helens, where the Duke collects on scope mirrors, just starting out with the hobby. Well, welcome to the hobby for sure, and amateur radio, both expensive hobbies. They can be. You can put as little or as much money as you want into it. And you will enjoy them both thoroughly there. So, Eric, appreciate you posting that over on YouTube. And again, welcome to the net. Caleb in Lafayette, KF0UPB, good evening to Caleb. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next over on YouTube, Patrick, K9NOC. Let's see. Congrats on the new call sign. So thanks for posting that and let me know over there. If you've got any questions, comments, you can definitely post over on YouTube there. But thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. Next on the list, Rick up in Ontario. VA3RKL, good evening to you, Rick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Oh, okay, I see he popped out again. All right, let's see. Well, I do appreciate him checking in from Canada there. Next on the list, Nick up in Ohio checked in and out, KD8SLG. So thanks for that. Next on the list, Roger, KF0SMD. Good evening to Roger. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
W8WKY.
I gotta remember to put down YouTube check-ins. At least mark it here over in NetLogger there. Let's see. Next on the list, Robert, Texas, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Doug in Parker, KOK0ATB. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernice, and to the net. Thank you very much for doing all that you do, KSRADP here. I'd like to thank John, WTJLS, for his historical analysis of the space program, and that's the reason why I come here to the Colorado Astronomy on that, because there's so many people with such a knowledge base of the things that I remember clear back to the early 60s. The space program and why it's important, but not much going on in the ATP shack. I've not been doing a lot of celestial observation or photography. I've been changing things out in the shack with new feed lines and stuff, so if you can hear me, it's a miracle. So anyway, thanks, Bernice, and I really enjoy being part of this net, and thanks very much for you and everyone on the net tonight. So I'll pass it back to Net Control, KSRADP 70.
All right, Doug. Yeah, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. And yeah, I can definitely agree with you. I like hearing what you guys are sharing with the rest of the net and what your interests are in astronomy. It's a wide open field with lots of different interests and things like that. So I'm glad everybody. That's what I open up so everybody can share with the net what they're interested in astronomy, because we're all different. We all have what we like, and and I'm glad we get to share it with everybody. So I appreciate that. Appreciate your comments and checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Ruben KF0OUS in Weldona. Good evening to you, Ruben. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list, Eric in Washington, AI7TK over on YouTube. Pass along your comments there, Eric. Again, welcome to the net. I really appreciate that. For those of you who do have call signs and computers, you may want to check out the Echolink and Allstar and connect into Skyhub Link system, skyhublink.com. I did post that over on YouTube there, because definitely like to hear your voices as well. So easy enough to figure out if you're on YouTube. You can even do it from your phone. Been there and done that. At least the iPhone I know has an Echolink app for an iPhone. Not sure about what is the other one? Android. That's right. It might probably has Androids on there too. And I can do it through my iPad as well. I've done it from different places on my walks and from hospital rooms. Some of you have done it on the road as well, so to appreciate that. Either from hotel rooms, for sure. I've checked in on my own net from hotel rooms. I haven't run them there, but anywhere you got a decent internet connection, you can definitely connect into Skyhub Link. Any of the Skyhub Link systems, anytime during the day or night, for that matter, and see who you might hear, for sure. So I definitely like to hear you guys on the air here. So just remember that. All right, so we are at the bottom of the list. It's about the top of the hour. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to let this thing reset, see if there are any more check-ins. And see if there are any more check-ins, and then if not, we'll wrap up the net. All right, before I wrap up the net, I'll see if there's anybody else with any other last-minute questions, comments, or late check-ins. If you are a late check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins, please call KI0AR now.
Whiskey Niner, Bravo Papa Zulu. Whiskey Niner, Bravo Papa Zulu.
Okay, good evening to you, Don, up in Fort Collins. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. W9, BPZ.
Ernest, I've just been enjoying hearing you tonight. I don't have anything to add of my own, but just want to say thank you again for running this net for us. Over.
All right, Don, thanks for that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I do enjoy running the net. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it for 30 years. There you go. Yeah, do appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now.
Net control, here is Kilo, Lima, 7, Foxtrot, Romeo, Mickey and Willow, Alaska. I'll be in and out. Thanks for a great net. KL7FR, in and out.
All right, Mike, great to hear you up in Alaska there. Appreciate you checking in tonight. KL7FR, thanks for checking in. Appreciate your comments there. No worries. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 27 check-ins for checking in tonight and the new check-ins over on YouTube. Especially appreciate those. So thanks for that. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I'd like to thank the Rocket Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. Also like to thank the SkyHub Link Group for the use of their systems as well. SkyHubLink.com for all the different ways that you can connect into the net. So do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.
KB1PZS.
KB1PZS. Good evening. This is KI0AR. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you can give me a radio check on this node here. Made some changes and hopefully everything's good.
You are solid copy into the SkyHub Link system. No problems there. So you're solid copy and it got a good strong signal.
Hey Roger, thanks for getting back to me. Appreciate it, and I'll let you get going. I gotta get to bed here. I just been playing around with this all night long, trying to solve a problem. So looks like I got it solved. Anyways, thanks for your help, and hope to run into you again. KB1PZS.
Yeah, I posted that. Let's see. Yeah, name here is Bernice. I run the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday night. So I just wrapped that up. So if you have any interest in astronomy, definitely check us out. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So that'd be 9 p.m. your time. Great bunch of guys. Talk a lot about interesting stuff. If you're interested in space, rocket launches, what's up there, looking at the planet, stars, what have you, definitely feel free to join us. This is KI0AR. I'm good.